In this video, we will go over the die cutting process in the Filemaker system at Global Felt Technologies. Once the die cutter employee logs into their Filemaker account, they will go into the production section on the main screen. On the drop-down menu for line, they will select the die cutter option. On the drop-down menu for job, they will also select the die cutter option. There are two basic functions for the die cutter employee when using Filemaker: processing rolls and adding finished pallets into inventory. When it is time to put 4 new rolls onto the roll stands to be processed into the die cutter, the user will go to the tab that is titled Raw Materials. They will take the roll tickets off their new rolls and identify the inventory ID number that is located on the ticket. Once they see that inventory ID number on this list, they will select the Process button and that roll will be removed from inventory. This is how we keep an accurate count of how many rolls we have remaining in inventory. Once a pallet has been finished and wrapped, the user will select the Finished Goods tab, locate their panel number in the drop-down list, and select the button that says Add Panel. This is how we keep an accurate count of how many finished pallets we have for each panel number in inventory. When you scroll down in this section, you will see the number that represents this total. Once it is time for the pallets to be shipped to the customer, you will select the Ship button and the finished pallet will be removed from inventory and the total will be adjusted. If we ship 24 of these pallets to the customer, the total in inventory goes from 33 to 9 finished pallets. There is also a downtime tab that we use for the die cutting procedure. If production is stalled, the user will go into this section and select the stop time and start time of this downtime. For machine code, they will always use the die cutter option. For fault code, they will select out of a list of reasons that production had to be stalled. If an employee was not able to work on the die cutter that day, they will select No Employee. If they had to change the die, they will select Style Change. If we had to run a sample trial for a customer, they will select Sample. If any maintenance needed to be performed on the machine, they will select Maintenance. If the process was not scheduled to run for that day, they will select Not Scheduled to Run. If there was any sort of power outage on the machine, they will select Power Surge. If we were to run out of raw materials, cardboard, or wooden pallets, they will select No Material. And if the employees were asked to do any sort of cleaning, organization, or warehouse task, they will select Housekeeping. This concludes this segment on the die cutting process in the Filemaker system at Global Felt Technologies.